Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next channel update. This one's going to be all about the recent updates to my Patreon. So in my last update I mentioned that I would be doing some kind of extra stuff with Patreon. I have since decided on what that stuff is, and I'm going to talk about what that is, what the plan is with it here. So I think the main thing to announce here is that I will be doing some Patreon exclusive videos. And because of that, I've sort of updated some of the tiers on my Patreon for obviously which kind of money amounts you can kind of come in at and what the different kind of benefits are. I don't think that I've done too many changes on it, but you know, I'll explain them all here. So yeah, I updated my page. So the basic idea now is that I have 4 tiers on my Patreon. The first one, of course, is the standard $1 tier. I called it Light Spirit tiers. So, you know, you become a light spirit supporting my channel, and this is obviously just the very basic one where it's more of just, you know, thanks for supporting me, and I will also, you know, put a thank you kind of note at the end of one or a couple of videos during the week where you actually have, you know, signed up for my Patreon. The $3 tier, the second one, is called the Avatar tier, because I suppose it may end up being the one that's the more popular one. And this is the tier where you'll get access to these exclusive videos, and I'll talk about what those exclusive videos are in just a second. And the idea is that, again, you'll get the thank you stuff from the first tier, and then the main benefit of this $3 tier is that you get access to basically all of the exclusive videos. Right now it's just the one, but the plan is to put out one a week, and so as time goes on you'll consistently have access to all of those videos that are exclusive. So that's kind of like the basic tier that gives you access to all of the exclusive stuff. The next tier is the $5 tier, which I believe I called the Knowledge Spirit tier. And the idea is that, like before, you get the kind of thank you stuff at the end of videos, you get the access to the exclusive videos, and then the other new thing, which I've had on it before but is now in this tier, is that you can either choose a topic for me to discuss in a Avatar discussion topic video that I do. It's one of the main series on my channel. Or if you want a non-Avatar thing, you can choose a show for me to review the first 2 or 3 episodes of, whichever one kind of you feel gives the best representation for that show, and I'll put out a video covering my thoughts on that show, because a lot of times there are shows that maybe you guys want me to talk about but I might not actually get around to doing. Similarly with a topic in the discussion topics, there may be some topics that I normally would never do. There are specific things I don't tend to talk about all that much, and a Patreon video, a suggestion from one of you guys might be the only way I get around to it. I think that was the main one I've done already, is that someone suggested that I do a video discussing the music, because for the most part it isn't really something I tend to normally do, but it actually ended up being a fun video that I only really did because it was suggested to me by one of my patrons, so that was a cool thing. So that's the $5 tier. The top tier is the $10 tier, and I call this the Lion Turtle tier, because obviously lion turtles are such a kind of fun thing to discuss, so it ends up being the kind of most like unique kind of discussion topic stuff on my channel. And the idea is, again, you get all the stuff from the previous tiers, access to the videos, the thank you stuff. You can suggest a topic or have me review episodes of a TV show, but the main unique benefit for the $10 tier is that you can also come on the discussion with me. So this will be something that will be recorded over Skype, sort of podcast style audio recording, and the idea for discussion topic, you know, we'd actually discuss the topic together and it would put out as a video as well. Or if you want to discuss a TV show, it'd kind of be done Movers podcast style, where we review the first couple of episodes and that goes out as the video. And the idea is that if you come in at the $10 tier, you can actually do choose both things, basically. You can choose one for me to just do on my own, whether that be the topic or the TV show, and also one that you want to be on as well. The only thing I'd say about the, if you want to come on a discussion with me, is to obviously be aware that obviously it has to like match my schedule, so you sort of, it would be best to kind of, if you have like an open enough schedule where you can sort of fit in somewhere, I'll do my best to sort of, you know, move things around to make sure I can do it if that's what you want. And also that make sure that your audio on your computer or whatever microphone you are planning to use is actually decent, because if you want this content to go out, you know, it's best that it's actually, you know, good quality audio. Of course, I deal with all the editing, recording stuff like that. You just be there for the discussion. So there's that. So there are my tiers. Obviously the updates were like putting the names, putting the pictures on all of the stuff, and switching the stuff around, because as I said, the exclusive videos is, I suppose, the main new thing I'll be doing on my Patreon. And what they are, the series that I'm starting with is going to be my top 10 anime, and it's going to be a series of, I suppose, initially 10 videos, but it will go on past that. So the first 10 videos are of course going to be my top 10. The video that's out already is me talking about my number 10 pick on the list, so the bottom of that list. And that's out already. I think it's like 26 or 27 minutes long. The format of those videos is basically that not everyone has seen every anime. So it starts off with about, you know, 10 or so minutes of kind of explaining what the anime is, you know, how many episodes are in it, who the main characters are, what the gist of the plot is. And then the second half of the video is me kind of just giving my opinions on it, why it's on my list, why I like it, why I think you guys would like it too. So it's kind of a combination, you know, learning about a specific anime if you've never seen it before, as a recommendation, but also my opinions on it as well. And the idea is that I'll do that for all of the top 10, and then it will continue past that. It won't be just 10 anime I talk about. After that, it'll kind of just be, it'll move to being basically anime that I like type series. So the ones I do after the top 10 will just be kind of select almost random anime that I've watched that I happen to like and I think I want to talk about. They won't necessarily be like 11, 12, 13 on my list, but just anime that I find interesting in some way that I want to talk about. So that's the main content that you're getting at the moment. And as I said, the video that's out right now is my number 10 pick. I won't spoil what it is, but yeah, you'll see the list kind of grow as the weeks progress. Number 9 is going to be next week, and so on. The other thing I've done is I have put my first, I suppose, goal up on my Patreon, which is that if I can get to my Patreon earning, I think, what did I put, $50 a month, I'll start another series of videos where I review the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, which is something I've never talked about, I think, ever in any of my videos, really. I don't think I've ever reviewed one of the Marvel movies, but I do watch them, and I think it's worth talking about because they are kind of popular, but it's not really a focus of my channel. So I think that's a good kind of other series to kind of do, that if I get the support on Patreon, it's something I can do once that support is there. So, you know, I've got a couple of things planned. The idea is that I would also put other kind of random scattered videos also in the exclusive kind of Patreon feed. Obviously, it completely depends on what comes up, but stuff that I maybe don't think would do, like, would kind of fit really necessarily putting out publicly on my channel might go up on the Patreon feed. So expect more than just the obvious stuff that I've announced here, but that's the core of kind of what I want to talk about here. As for, I suppose, why I'm doing it this way and not some other way like maybe other people have done on their Patreon, I didn't want to do the thing where I just basically took videos that I'd normally put out and have them be like available exclusively for patrons for like a week or two and then I release it publicly. I don't want to do that just because the way I do videos is that I don't tend to like make them, store them for a while and then upload them. so I tend to basically just make it and upload it the same day I make the video. So especially because I tend to cover more like current news type stuff about shows, that format doesn't necessarily work for my style of content, I don't think. And I feel it's a little unfair. I don't think it's the best sort of like benefit as well for people, you know, supporting me on Patreon, that just, you know, get early access to content. Similarly, I didn't just want to basically take videos that I would normally put up on my channel normally and just suddenly make them exclusive. I thought that would be extremely unfair to the subscribers that I already have, who are used to the videos coming out the way they are. So like, I didn't want to just say, okay, the Avatar discussion topic series is now Patreon exclusive. That'd just be, I think, super unfair and not a nice thing to do. And I think I applied that to more or less a little bit of everything that I'm doing currently on the channel. I didn't want to make Boruto anime or manga reviews that way, Sword Art Online stuff. So I basically said that, okay, that means that almost decided for me what I'm going to have to do is do kind of unique, new, exclusive content that I perhaps wouldn't normally put out publicly on my channel, but it's content that the people who are, you know, going as far as to like support me on my channel would actually perhaps like to see me talk about some different stuff that I wouldn't usually put out. So that's why my decision was to do this exclusive series focusing on other anime, whereas the anime content I do on my channel currently is more discussing basically the stuff where I would consider myself part of the fandoms, which is Naruto, Boruto, Sword Art Online, and, you know, sort of Attack on Titan, because it's very popular. But obviously, my list isn't all made of just super popular animes, so some of that stuff, if I'd done a video, wouldn't necessarily have fit kind of what my channel is about really right now, but works for the exclusive stuff. So that was my intent, was to basically make it so that the stuff you're getting in terms of exclusive content is not just stuff that I'm kind of taking away from putting out publicly, but is extra stuff that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I think that's the kind of most fair way to do it, where I'm still putting out the same stuff I do normally on my channel to everyone, but there is a benefit for people who do want to, you know, support me on Patreon. So that's just, I suppose, my explanation for this stuff, because the reason I did this update was just because my Patreon, like, I've had it for like, I think about 2 years now, and I think definitely part of why it hasn't been like overly, you know, successful is just because, yeah, like, I haven't really had much of a kind of benefit kind of system to it. The idea of like just suggesting the topics, which I had before, I think was fine, and I got some kind of patrons early on with that. But I suppose because there was nothing continuously coming out, I get why perhaps the support wasn't there initially. So I felt like, okay, look, I have to put the effort in if I want to get more support. So the exclusive video series is that. So yeah, pretty much just going to end it there. I did want to just explain this to everyone so they knew exactly what was going on, so there was no worries about like, oh, is this content suddenly going to be locked behind this kind of paywall type thing, and just be like, no, the stuff that's going there is stuff that I normally wouldn't put out on my channel normally. It's there, it's exclusive, it's extra, it's bonus for the people who want to support me. So once again, to get access to that stuff, you just have to be a patron of mine at the $3 tier or above, which is basically on my patron page, the Avatar tier or higher. So the Avatar tier, the Knowledge Spirit tier, or the Line Spirit tier. But any support is welcome, and I will thank all of you who do support my channel. So that's that. And then the final thing is just, I suppose, not really related to Patreon. I suppose thanks to everyone who did comment on my last update video when I asked you guys if you wanted to see me review Attack on Titan on my channel. And I did get a good amount of comments, I think more than I expected, of people wanting to see me review Attack on Titan. So that was nice to see, and I think the video's done, you know, fairly well for my channel. So I'm kind of glad that I listened to what you guys had to say and actually put decided to review season 3 of Attack on Titan. So I suppose thanks for that, and yeah, thanks to my 2 patrons I have currently, and hopefully, you know, the more of you will join in and view those videos, which the number 10 video, my number 10 ranked anime, I did actually put a good amount of editing into that video. Like, there's a couple of clips I think from the show I put in. It's not something I would usually do, but because I'm releasing it in such a unique way, I wasn't as fearful about the copyright stuff because the video isn't monetized by me. So it's a little different, I suppose, than the usual kind of review kind of content style of stuff I would do. So there is something unique to it, I think, just beyond it being just me reviewing an anime. So yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. Other than that, it's pretty much like I said in the last video. I'm going to be continuing to do the usual content that I do. Voltron's going to be a little bit more of a focus, as of course season 7's coming out in just a week or two. Avatar stuff has been very light recently, but it's going to kick off once the Turf Wars Part 3 preview pages come out, and of course once the book itself comes out. We're not too far away at this point. And then I think once we hit that point, we'll start to get like imbalanced preview pages will come in, and we'll be building up to New York Comic Con, where hopefully there'll be a big news update. But yeah, the Voltron stuff will get a lot of my attention. I'll be doing a bit more discussion content on that, a bit more review content based around season 7, and then the usual stuff I'll be reviewing Boruto, both the anime and the manga, and then especially Sword Art Online. That's going to really kind of be a big thing on my channel when the Alicization anime comes out. I really want to, cover the trailers when they come out and make it really clear that I'm reviewing this, and kind of, obviously really, go in depth with my reviews for those episodes when they come out. I'm so excited for the Alicization anime. So, yeah, pretty much just a recap of just some of the stuff I said in the previous video. I will get around to reading Thrawn Alliances at some point. I don't know if I'll be getting the book like day it comes out, but it's definitely something I want to read, and I'll probably do a video on it when I do get around to reading it. But yeah, and then, oh yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. One of the bigger announcements was that Clone Wars is coming back for at least one final season. That was a really incredible announcement to see. Just be aware that I will be reviewing those episodes when they come out. Obviously, depending on when they come out, it could be a very packed reviewing schedule for me, but either way, I will do some content covering Clone Wars. Similarly with the Dragon Prince, I did a video on it last week. Yeah, last week. The plan is to, at the very least, check out the first couple of episodes, so you will see probably a review of a proper trailer once it comes out, trailer analysis for that, and you'll also see me review, at the very least, the first, 3-4 episodes or something like that. After that, the day those episodes drop, you'll see, based on if I continue to review it after that first review of those initial episodes, if I'm going to continue with the show or not. So that sort of stuff. So I have a lot of content coming, both on the channel as well as some exclusive stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, keep you fully up to date with all the information, why I'm doing this and so on. So in the comments, if you have any questions and so on, let me know. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.